Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to another video, and today we are here for another severe weather breakdown. Now this week we're going to be facing the threat for potentially a major severe weather event and potentially even a tornado outbreak across much of the southern plains, the mid-south, and the Ohio River Valley. So in this video we're going to be breaking down everything that you need to know about these storms. But before we get into it, make sure to click that like and subscribe button down below and feel free to become a member as well, as it helps out the channel a lot. And let's go ahead and get right into things. Now, starting off by taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, we have a marginal risk of severe weather across much of the Rocky Mountains. Overnight, there are going to be some damaging wind gusts associated with severe thunderstorms and potentially a couple of large hailstones as well, but nothing too extreme. Now, as we go into tomorrow, we do have another marginal risk of severe weather highlighted for a similar area but slightly further east. This threat is mainly also driven by a damaging wind and hail probability. No real tornado threat is going to be associated with this storm mode. But as we go into Friday, that may begin to change. A marginal risk of severe weather remains in play for portions of the Central Plains and the Western Midwest, and we're going to continue to watch this threat evolve over the next several days, but it would not surprise me if by day one we had a 2% and potentially even a small 5% tornado risk in play across these areas, so make sure that you are staying weather aware if you're out here on Friday. But the much bigger day, obviously, and this has probably been in your headlines for the past several days on your YouTube feed if you watch a lot of weather videos, is this. Saturday, we have a very large day 4 slight risk of severe weather highlighted all the way from extreme southwestern Indiana back into far northeastern Texas. This includes over 10 million people. Originally, this slight risk was even bigger. This has been in place since 6 days out from the actual event happening, which only happens, especially this time of year, whenever the Storm Prediction Center has high confidence that a major severe weather outbreak is likely or at least possible to take place. As of right now, the details are still a little fuzzy on what we know and don't know about this event, since it is still 4 days out, so we're going to try and be as honest as possible. I would note that the greatest tornado probability likely comes across the lower and mid-Mississippi valleys associated with this threat, likely somewhere across portions of Arkansas. I would also like to note that this looks to be more of a damaging wind threat than anything else, a high-end MCS mesoscale convective system, and potentially, if things shape correctly, even a low-end derecho event would not shock me. Now, as we take a look at soundings from the region, this is kind of crazy. This is the 0Z NAM 3-kilometer model. This just came out at the time of filming, at the time of uploading. We have an incredible sounding for the threat of not only severe weather, but significant severe weather and potentially even tornadoes. If we take a look at our temperature to dew point ratio, you can see 67 to 73 degrees. Very good moisture content out here in the atmosphere. Instability is decent at 2,300 joules per kilogram at the surface layer, 2,400 joules per kilogram at the mixed layer. And if we take a look at the Cape within the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere, it's at 217, which is incredibly rare to see this far south this time of year. We also have decent lapse rates ranging anywhere from 6 all the way up to 7.3, depending on what layer of the atmosphere you look at. We're sitting at about 60 to 66 knots of wind shear at the effective and cloud layers, and we've also got a decent bit of SRH sitting at about 400 meters squared per second square. That photograph there on the top right-hand corner of your screen is pretty decent. It's a little wonky at the end, obviously, but it's shaping up very quickly as comparative to earlier today, and we're going to talk about what I mean by that here in just a second. It's also important to note that right under that photograph there, you've got that little box, that possible hazard type box that says PDS Tour. That means that the threat for potentially a significant tornado could be in play, but we typically don't like to rely on that too much since it is fairly inaccurate, sometimes especially forecasting 4 days out. Now, this is, again, the 0Z run of the NAM model. The reason why this is also shocking is because look at what we were dealing with just 6 hours previous. This is the 18Z. We had nearly half the SRH. We're sitting now just at 250 SRH. We've got just 50 knots of wind shear, less than 150 Cape within the first 3 kilometers of the atmosphere, and the lapse rates are terrible. So it depends on how things continue to shape up over the next several days, but this does look to be at least temporarily a major uptrend in the forecasting for this event, which is why it's extremely important to make sure that we are staying weather aware out here in these areas. Again, specifically, both of these soundings are taken from the northeastern Oklahoma through northwestern Arkansas state line region. Now, aside from severe weather, what do we have going on in the country right now as it relates to weather? Well, not too much. We do have some snow showers that we are expecting in the higher elevations overnight across portions of the western Rockies, especially across areas like northeastern Utah and southwestern Wyoming. We are expecting a bit of a snow accumulation overnight. If we go throughout the next couple of days, you can see that those totals actually rack up quite high considering the time of year. If we take a look at the total snowfall forecast on the 10-to-1 ratio, you're looking at nearly 2 feet of snow across the extreme mountaintops of northeastern Utah. Again, most areas are only just going to see a grazing. And again, that's only even if you're in the mountains. If you're at near surface level, you're likely not going to end up seeing too much. For example, the Denver metro area, maybe a few flakes. If you're in somewhere like the Reno metro area, maybe just a few flakes at best. Salt Lake City, kind of a similar story, so on and so forth. But for those communities that we are expecting potentially a foot or more of snow accumulation to occur in, we do actually have winter weather advisories and even very small winter storm warnings across portions of the Rocky Mountains. So make sure that you are staying safe and prepared out there. This is one of the first big winter storms of the year for you guys. We also have some frost advisories in effect across portions of the eastern Ohio River Valley back through the Great Lakes region. But outside of that, it's pretty calm right now. Now, before we end off this video, there's something I want to mention. This is not a political thing at all. I don't want to turn it into that, but the United States government obviously has been shut down, and this is on track to be the longest shutdown in all of history, forecasted right now via betting markets to last upwards of 40 days. Now, if you're not aware, during government shutdowns, essential operations like the National Weather Service have to stay running, but the workers do not get paid. So we need to make sure that we are supporting all of our National Weather Service employees and everybody helping out in the department in general during these hard times. Again, things will get better eventually, but for right now, things are pretty rough for them, so make sure that we're keeping them and their families in our thoughts and prayers. But other than that, pretty calm right now, so if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. One last thank you to all of our members. You guys are what help keep this channel running. Again, if you don't want to become a member, make sure to do so by clicking the link down in the description. You're going to get access to exclusive content, early access to certain videos, shoutouts at the end of every forecast, custom stickers to use in live chats, and more. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.